Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy hump day, everyone. It is Fed Day. Today, we get our FOMC statement and rate decision, perhaps the first rate cut that we will have seen since 2020. Whether it be 25 basis points or 50, we'll see how that plays out later on this afternoon. But ahead of today's highly anticipated Fed rate action, we see quite a bit of compression, quite a bit of overnight and pre-market compression here for these markets. The ES trading a range of just 12.75 points. That's 16% of ADR. The NQ is trading 20% of ADR. YM just at 83 points total of range as of right now. We're likely to see further range-bound action for the most part ahead of the afternoon statement and rate decision. We also have the press conference at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. Expect increased volatility in the last 2 hours of the day. So while we have a narrow range here early today, expect a wider range of price action by the end of the day. It would not be surprising to see the ES reach a range of somewhere in the vicinity of 90 to 100 points by the end of the day. Right now, just 12.75 points of range. Look to fade the edges early in the day. Fade new highs, fade new lows. Very short-term oriented targets here until proven otherwise. Later this afternoon, once the statement is released, once the rate decision is released, we'll get ourselves another round of FOMC key levels. The last time we got an FOMC key level was here. That was July 31st. We saw price drop away from that level, find a strong low, and then snap back to the level. That's a tendency that we'll tend to see. So if we get ourselves a new key level and we go offered, we may drop until we find rejection and then snap back to it. On the other hand, we could rally, find rejection, and snap back to it. So that's going to be the play that we'll be looking for in the weeks ahead. All right, taking a look here at the NQ. Again, just 20% of ADR here for the NQ. 72 points of range inside day, very narrow range of price action. We could see a test in the best case scenario at one of the previous session's edges before the Fed comes out. So maybe we rally up here, hit that high, and fall back in. Maybe we fall down to the previous session's low and fall back in. But the point is, we likely go range bound for much of the day until the afternoon, and then we'll see how the market reacts to the potential rate cut ahead. Overall, this market's still in a very bullish uptrending market here in the very near term, but with the ES and the YM both at new all-time highs, with the NQ approaching resistance at about 20,000, which has been resistance the entire quarter here, there does stand to reason that we could see a pullback from these areas up ahead, but still very strong until proven otherwise. Looking at crude oil, crude right here, seeing what is likely a rollover gap down. The previous session here, trending higher, 5 days straight up. It did hit 72s from below. 72, a big time level in the charts. It had been support. It went offered on a transition day, dropped down to 65s, and then snapped back to 72. 72 offers kind of the doorway to higher prices into 76 to 78. But again, rollover gap down right now, leading to a little bit of weakness here. Can price re-establish acceptance back above 70 in the short term? Mentioned yesterday during the pre-market video that we could see a little bit more strength into the end of the month, and then we'll hit a window of seasonality here that tends to lead to weakness over the next 2.5 months. So the window of opportunity here will be early, mid-October, so early to mid-October, with a shot at seeing selling pressure into December. All right, let's take a look here at gold futures. Gold here up about 1/3 at the moment, just kind of hanging in a narrow 4-day range near all-time highs. This thing continues to trend up. Check mark continuation this month, and we got to our target zone between 2600 and 2610. That was our short-term target zone for the month, but we could see further upside continuation toward 2680. 2680 is the next market structure level above, although it is a level that's never been tested. So this market's moving in about 200-point distribution. So you can see here 24.80, price went through, held it, and is marching higher. Even a pullback to 25.60 here could provide a continuation toward 26.80 up ahead. So still working our way toward 26.80 up above. Looking at the YM, right here the YM shows this thing is sitting at all-time highs, 15% of average range right now, just 83 points of range going into the RTH Open. Super quiet price action ahead of today's Fed action. Right now sitting at all-time highs above 42K. Super sharp failed new low here has led to a nice squeeze over the last week of trading, and we're now sitting at these highs. Again, we'll see how the market responds to the Fed. Last time here we kind of bumped higher into the Fed, sold off, and then snapped back to that Fed level. Sold off, snapped back to the Fed level. So we'll see what we get here up ahead. But a sell-off, for example, away from this level could lead to a strong low, and then we snap back to it. On the other hand, if we rally, we could snap back to it in this way. So again, having that Fed level will be very important here for the next several days and weeks up ahead. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin right here has shown some strength in the previous session. It's really rallied quite a bit since the strong failure through 5,400 here. That was a Friday close. By the next Sunday reopen, this thing was gapping up and running, and we've seen new highs since day over day. Now, on a Fed rate cut, the anticipation here is that Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto related items could see quite a bit of strength up ahead. We'll see how that plays out. We're still in a very clear downward trending market. This market remains heavy, has not really been able to shake off 60K, but it is developing quite a bit of energy here. You can see right here that compression right there is in full effect. It's basically trading above and below the 60K level, and this back end of that compression right there is significant. That's a significant back end right there that has 20 to 22,000 points of range. That is a massive range right here. You can see 50 to 70. It's almost 71, almost 49, so it's almost 22,000 points in range. So if we were to break, say, through 62K here, we could be looking at an 84,000 move. Once we get through the high here, that key range would suggest a 92,000 target. So there is some big time potential here once we do shake out of this range, building energy for the next major move to come. Looking at ETH, very similar price action here lately with a little bit of a bounce off that strong bearish close here a couple of Fridays ago, but for the most part it's been sitting at these lows within a narrow range. Very bearish downward trend. It is holding the 2200 market structure level, and that's been major support throughout the year so far. 2200 here. If we were to see a little bit lower, say it flushes down to 2000 could provide the next double opportunity, as this thing could rally back toward major highs in the 4000 zone. That could be the next double ahead if we were to flush as low as 2000. So right now still very heavy overall, but a interest rate cut up ahead could provide some tailwinds for crypto moving forward. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops here heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.